Hey, yo.
We're
back. Episode 22?
17.
17?
5.
5. I'm going to get it eventually. Eventually, I'll figure it out. But no, we're back. Episode 5 of the Who Knows podcast. If you've stuck with us this long or if you're new to us, welcome. Thank you. It's been a lot of fun. I think we're getting a little more used to this as we go. We're trying to do the outdoor thing again tonight, as you can kind of see. Hopefully it picks us up a little better. Hopefully the video's a little better. Excuse any of the noise, background noise, whatever it might be. We might move our mics a little bit with these new little things we have on our chairs.
Hopefully we don't have as many technical issues as we did last time.
Yeah.
We only had one during the recording, but if y'all could have seen what we went through in the editing phase.
Oh, it was rough. I mean, anybody who follows us knows that video came out a lot later than it normally does. So.
But it came out good on YouTube, I thought.
It looked good. It looked fine. It was cool. And it was the first time I actually toyed with some editing, too, which is cool, which I plan to do a little bit more moving forward. So, but y'all don't need to know all that. It's fine. Behind-the-scenes nonsense.
Maybe we'll do a little behind-the-scenes thing in the future.
Yeah. But no, we have so much to talk about. Weekly, I come into these podcasts, and sometimes, to be completely honest, I wonder, like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? And admittedly, this week, 2 days ago, I was like, man, I have no idea what we're going to talk about on Thursday. But you guys will see this Friday or Saturday, whatever.
Yeah.
A lot's happened.
I don't know what I was going to say. I forgot. It'll come to me. Never mind.
That's fine. No worries. We'll start light.
What I was going to say was, we always say we want to keep these around 45 minutes to an hour, and we have yet to do that.
Sorry, guys.
This one is definitely going to be long.
Maybe.
But at the same time, but we ain't keeping it under an hour.
We'll see. I don't know. So, I really don't know. I just kind of roll with it.
Anyway.
We get to talking. All right, so we'll start light. Obviously, there's some big topics, major topics we'll get into. Breaking trade right before we got in here. There's been multiple trades, NFL trades, basketball trades. We'll get into all that. I've got a couple topics written down. I think you got some topics too you want to talk about. I want to start with something super light. I'm a basic white bitch. Okay? I'm going to be real with you guys. It's pumpkin spice latte season, right?
Gross.
Okay.
Gross.
Okay.
Full disclosure, I'm one of the pickiest people. But a lot better than I used to be. I didn't eat toast till I was 13.
What?
I didn't like toast.
What?
I don't know. I just didn't like toast. I'm a lot better now than I used to be. Now I'll at least try something if you give it to me. Before I just say, no, I don't like that. But as a kid growing up, if I didn't like the way it looked, it was not going into this body.
Did you eat regular bread?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
Something about the toast I did not.
I'm baffled. I'm flabbergasted.
I don't understand it either.
Befuddled. Anyways, that's a whole nother topic. There's things I didn't eat as a kid that we could probably get into. But what I was talking about, I'm a basic white bitch. We'll say that again. It is pumpkin spice latte season. I'll be honest. I'm not a pumpkin spice guy either. But my question to kick us off was going to be, what's your go-to seasonal? I know. I see that. What's your go-to seasonal drink? It doesn't have to be the exact drink, but maybe
like you're talking coffee?
Coffee. Yeah.
So my go-to every day is I go to CC's and I get a vanilla cold brew. I like cold brew coffee, which I think you seem to like some cold brew stuff a lot.
I do. I'm a big cold brew guy.
But, seasonal. And I say it's seasonal because I know PJ's only does it sometimes. The Southern Wedding Cake, I really love. But I don't know if it's – I guess you can get that at a lot of places. But PJ's, it's a seasonal thing. But I don't know. I'm not big on the whole toasted white mocha from Starbucks.
What season is that for? Is that
Christmas.
Okay.
Toasted white mocha from Starbucks.
Holiday season.
Yeah, because I do like I like the white mocha over there. I'm not a big Starbucks person in general. But I don't think their coffee's very good.
That's fair.
I feel like it's a lot. Like if I go get a Frappuccino or something, it just feels like it's fluff.
Well, Frappuccino's a milkshake, so.
Agreed. No dispute there. Kind of leads me into one first topic, though.
Well, hold on. We'll get into that.
Yeah, go ahead. But yeah, I'd say the toasted white mocha from Starbucks.
Okay.
Is my favorite season.
That's interesting because I'm also going to go Christmas time or whatever, holiday time. I do the chestnut praline. That is, man, I don't know what it is about it.
I might like that.
I started with I like it hot and cold. The chestnut praline latte. I try to I'm you guys will learn a lot about me through this. I'm a health freak in a sense. Cheers. But I try to reduce the sugar intake, reduce the carb intake, stuff like that. We actually had a long conversation before this even started about macros and all that other boring shit. If you're interested, let us know. Maybe we'll talk about it one day. But no, it's something about the shake they put on top. There's like these crunchy.
Is it a Starbucks thing?
It's a Starbucks thing. Yeah, it's a Starbucks coffee. Which also I agree, Starbucks definitely doesn't have the best coffee, but it's easy. It's one of those things. But no, that's my go-to. I definitely like the. I kind of do my own thing normally when the chestnut praline syrup is there. It's always around holiday season. I'll do my own cold brew, 2 pumps of chestnut praline, and now I'll probably do the sweet cream foam. Woo! That's where it's at.
Sweet cream. That's my. So when I leave work, for people that don't know, I work nights sometimes, and Starbucks is the only coffee shop open at 5 a.m. So I'll get a vanilla sweet cream cold brew with the sweet cream foam on top.
That's where it's at.
Oh yeah, 100%. Do you drink? You're a big fancy coffee guy.
Fancy coffee.
Every day, are you making fancy coffees, or do you just have like a standard?
No,
like if you're just sitting at home, is it always fancy coffee, or do you do a nice little 8-ounce mug with some cream and sugar?
No. Honestly, these days it has become a lot more fancy coffee. But we say fancy coffee, it's because like what I post on Instagram looks fancy. It's not fancy at all. It's literally like I buy store-bought cold brew, I pour it in a glass with ice,
my wife does.
and then I use I bought an Amazon like $10 frother, and I get either vanilla almond milk, unsweetened, or sometimes I'll buy like the flavored almond sweetener, whatever it is, and I just froth the shit out of it. Put it on top, like a very little bit, and then sprinkle some cinnamon on it. It sounds fancy. It sounds bougie as hell. I know, judge me. Like I said, I'm a basic white bitch. It looks good. It looks phenomenal. It's not. It's like 30 calories, and like it tastes like coffee. Yeah, it's fine. But no, I do. I have a Keurig. When I'm in a pinch, I'll just make myself a nice little. Nothing beats a regular black cup of coffee. I'll be honest.
I don't really drink the black coffee anymore. I used to. I can. But no, I do usually almond milk too, vanilla, and then cup of sugar. That's it.
Okay,
but
all right,
that's my daily thing.
I like that. We don't have to keep going to that.
Some Death Wish coffee,
unless you want to get into the foods we eat at Starbucks and all that stuff. But shout out to the kale and mushroom egg white bites. Big ups for you healthy folks out there.
Ham and cheese croissant from CC's.
Oh Jesus, he's gonna get fat one day.
It's like 180 calories.
Oh, that ain't bad at all. Anyways, you said it might roll into a topic. What you got?
Is a waffle a pancake?
Son of a bitch. Well, I mean, it.
You want context, or you just?
No, I don't need context. You can tell me the context after. I'll get my answer, and then maybe I'll change my answer because I'm a waffle.
It won't change your answer, but just to tell you why that thought came in my head.
Okay. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes.
Guy, we don't have a reason to end the pod. Let's go.
There you go. Here's the reason why, and you'll probably agree since I said it. It's made normally in my home, I guess. Maybe other homes are different. It's the same damn thing before you cook it. It's the same thing. Like, one goes in a pan and it's thinner and whatever, and one goes in a waffle maker and it's like, obviously a waffle. Yep. Some people will say you do different ingredients slightly, like more milk or less milk or more butter or whatever it is.
If you're going to go homemade, then maybe. Like if you're just doing from scratch, then yeah. But if I go buy a thing of Bisquick,
okay, yeah, that's how I feel too.
Ingredients.
Yeah,
it's just a fluffy, extra fluffy pancake. I bought a new waffle maker, and I was making waffles, and I told my wife said something about pancake mix, and I said I don't know why you need pancakes. Eat this waffle; it's the same thing. I said a waffle is a pancake. She shook her head, walked away. She wasn't having none of my bullshit, but. So I texted a friend immediately to say, hey, is a waffle a pancake? And he agreed. So that's all.
I feel the same way. And the reason I feel the same way more so is exactly what you said. You buy Bisquick. I'm a Kodiak cake guy, high in protein.
Oh, yeah. Very good.
They're delicious, by the way. Find the flavor you like, stick with it.
Buttermilk and vanilla. Try it.
There you go. I'm the double dark chocolate guy, whatever it is. Blueberry too. Those are good. Cinnamon oatmeal. I like a lot of them.
And Dave's bread.
Yes. For whatever reason, the burger buns more so than the regular. I don't know what's different about their burger buns. We're going off track. The Kodiak cakes, whether you make them, it says on the box to make them differently if you're making waffles or pancakes, but they come out the same exact way. Like, whether you're making them in a waffle maker or in a pan, like, it's the same damn thing. So, anyways, that's my spiel on that.
Yeah, that was one of my topics.
I love that. I love it.
Yep.
Guys,
It was funny that you brought up the food because it went right into it.
Is speaking of, this is another one, and I think the Saints just did this too with their little like thing.
Are you gonna ask me if a hot dog is a sandwich?
Is a hot dog a sandwich? They said it's a glizzy, which come on, like that's not even really a thing.
I
That's
don't
just
think it's a
slang.
sandwich.
What?
I don't think it's a sandwich.
It's not a sandwich.
No, I think the sandwich depends on the bread, and I think a bun because it's I don't know something about it being on a hot dog bun makes it not a sandwich.
What
Now,
if the bun?
If you took hot dogs and put it on some French bread, then it's a sandwich.
Okay, so like a po' boy shop, it's a sandwich, or like even
100%.
so. Okay, let's take that a step further.
I
Hold
think
on.
it's just the hot dog bun.
We're gonna unpack this for a second. I want to dive in. So say you go to Bud's Broiler.
Mm-hmm.
They have the hot dog. Their hot dog is on burger bun
Sandwich.
sandwich. Okay.
Sandwich.
So if the hot dog bread breaks, still a hot dog or still a whatever the fuck we consider it, or a sandwich.
Not a sandwich.
Okay.
Not a sandwich.
That's fair. I've had this conversation a lot, to be honest, and I genuinely don't care about the answer. I'm going to say it's a sandwich. I don't care.
Yeah. Agree to disagree.
That's fine. We'll end the podcast tomorrow.
Reason number 50.
let's dive into one more thing.
Oh, here we
Reason
go.
we need to end the fucking podcast.
There
Nobody
we
can
go.
tell. Maybe you can tell on video. He's saying, here we go.
You cannot.
I was giving this dude buckets the other day, right? We're playing basketball.
Buckets.
Okay, I'll give context to it in a minute. But and this motherfucker decided to break my hand, all right? I don't know if you can tell. This hand is fully swollen. I'm going to leave it at that. I told my wife when he walked in I was going to smack him with my left hand because clearly the right's broken. No, we're good. We're fine.
I don't understand why you're being such a little bitch about it.
I felt like it needed to be brought up on the podcast as well. I've been an annoyance to everyone about this probably over the last
He's
day.
the only one that cares.
Well, of course I care. My fucking hand's broken.
You continued to play for about 30 minutes.
Yeah. What happened the first time I got a rebound and went to dribble?
You cried about it.
It fucking hurt. I don't know. So, context, the game was tied. I was scoring, but like, game was tied. We're playing 21 with another random guy. He decided he was actually going to try and block my shot for once because I'd been shooting over him the whole time. And in the follow through, he caught nothing but pinky. And I mean, this bitch went sideways. Anyways,
I won.
he did win because I couldn't fucking play anymore. We'll move on. We'll move on. Let's see. We got a lot to talk about.
All right, let's get pissed off.
There's you want to start with that?
Let's get pissed off. Let's get it out the way so we don't end on a pissed off note.
Okay. So you want I'm assuming you're talking about you're pissed off about CD or
Just the Saints in general.
the Saints. Okay. So CD, Marcus, all that. You want to just dive into the whole topic or
Yeah, let's go.
Well, all right. Let's start with first of all, and I know that it changes a little bit now with the thoughts of Marcus and what happened, and we'll get into that. What are your thoughts on the CD Deuce? I'm going to call him CD Deuce. What are your thoughts on the trade? Give me a little bit.
So, we talked about it before a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you that it was a culture thing. It was my whole reason for not wanting to trade him. And I understand trading somebody that you're not going to agree on a contract.
Yeah.
Right? But when your whole message all offseason is we're not rebuilding, we're retooling, whatever, I feel like now unless he was becoming a complete problem in the locker room, because then it's a culture thing where he's ruining the culture. If you're going to get crumbs for somebody in a trade, if he's going to play, unless he's going to hold out and not play, or if he's becoming a locker room problem, if you're just going to get crumbs in return, you hold a player of that caliber, let him play it out, and you just lose him at the end of the year. He's too good. And I see people on Twitter now, of course, he wasn't that good. He's not as great as everybody says. He is. He is a great slot cornerback. As a safety, who knows? We'll see now when he's in Philly. But as a slot cornerback, he's one of the best in the game.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's a couple different things to say there, right? Like, I'll agree with you. He's a great slot corner, but I also, to be honest, I also agree with a lot of the folks on Twitter in the sense of, like, I think that what's happening is, like, he's beloved, and he should be, right? He should be beloved.
Well, I said he became a fan favorite faster than any player I've ever seen for the Saints.
Rightfully so. I mean, his play on the field was good.
Right.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and say he's not a good player. He's a good player. I think that he's certainly replaceable.
And I agree. So they've said Roby's had a really good camp, like one of the best camps of anybody out there.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes CJ replaceable. Talent-wise, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference.
Right.
If everybody's on the field, and we'll get into that in a minute.
Right.
But I don't think the drop-off from him to Roby is going to be I don't think that you add losses to the schedule because you have that. I mean, Roby's going to cover better than CJ does, but CJ does things better than Roby does. But I think it balances out. I don't think that's a big loss. And even if you get down to PJ in the slot, he's a good slot cornerback too, who is more of the – did I say PJ or did I say CJ?
You said PJ.
Okay, I meant PJ.
Kenneth.
Just making sure. Yeah, Kenneth. He fits more of the CJ style than Roby does, but he's gonna have to play safety for a couple of weeks.
I guess we can get into that too. I mean,
well, you can get into it, but you could tie it all in together.
I mean, it goes together.
Yeah,
it goes together. It's definitely a bad break. I mean, today, seeing the news, and then actually I dug in a lot. I went and read. I wanted to know, for anyone who doesn't know, we're talking about Marcus May and his arrest today, and what that means, and how that ties into the CJ thing. But, you see the news today come out, Marcus May arrested for aggravated assault with a weapon. And it's like, holy shit. We literally just traded another safety. He's not a safety, but
timing could not have been worse.
Yeah, like, and so I went and dug in a little more. That's what I was getting at. Into the timing. The incident happened the same day CJ was traded. I don't know what time of day, but it happened the same day.
I didn't even pay attention to that.
It happened Monday.
Now, did you read what actually happened?
Yeah.
So he was driving and waved a gun at another car full of minor females. Not to sound insensitive at all, but unless they have pictures, I don't know how you prove that. So I don't know whether he actually ends up getting suspended and whether it affects the team, but it's more so just like this is a dude who already is suspended 2 games for DUI, DWI, whatever it was.
Which he didn't report
to his
previous team, which is a bad look.
But we signed him knowing he would be suspended.
Yeah. And
then he does this, and I'm just like, you could have just gave Marcus Williams his money and I mean, it's not that. It's really not that black and white, but it's just like and I've said from the beginning, maybe Marcus didn't want to be here. There's all kinds of things that go into that, but it's just like, it's just a headache, man. It's like one thing after another with this team.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it. I mean, I think it's just that there's so much looming. There's a lot with, you're waiting on the Kamara thing, which looks okay for now.
And Adebo's got the ankle injury. It's just like, it's one thing after another.
Yeah. We come into the season saying how deep we are in the defensive backfield, and then you trade CJ. Okay. Marcus May is suspended for 2 games already.
And then with PJ,
maybe more.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah. Whatever. Adebo's hurt, maybe. He should be back, but
he seems like he might be playing week 1.
Yeah. It's just so much unknown. But I do agree. I don't think we have much to unpack there. If you're on the side of, and you kind of said it the best. Like, how do they prove it, right? Like, I think whether he did it or not, and I said this in a group chat with some of my buddies earlier. Like, based on his history, and it sounds awful. Like, I don't give him the benefit of the doubt. I hope he didn't do it, but
Right.
like his best approach here is exactly what he's doing, whether he did it or not. Like
Right.
unless they have video proof.
I'm sure we both agree. If he did it, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But it's strictly from a football standpoint.
Yeah.
I don't know that he actually misses time. He seems confident that it's going to, he'll get to prove his innocence or whatever. And that may just be because he knows it can't be proven.
Right.
But
which if it can't, cool, awesome. I'm going to just let it go and assume.
As a person,
assume the
we'll
best
still
intent.
question you. But he'll be on the field. I don't know. It's more so, it's just so frustrating with this team, man. Do you remember a normal offseason anymore? Because I don't.
No, man.
I don't.
No. Ever since Bountygate,
It's just one thing after another.
Yeah.
And I said it at the beginning, in the offseason, this team is so talented, and the only thing that is going to stop them is injuries or them shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
Here
I
we
mean,
are.
that's definitely shooting yourself in the foot or, brandishing a weapon.
And my other thing with the CJ thing was I don't like making that big of a change 2 weeks before the season
Yeah,
starts.
I didn't like the timing of it. That was what really got me, to be
Yeah.
honest. I didn't like, unless he's a locker room issue, which we don't know what's happening behind the scenes. We don't. And there's something to be said for the players not saying anything after he gets traded, right? Like,
Yeah, and I did hear. I mean, I don't know if you watch like Nick Underhill's podcast or anything like that, but he,
I haven't yet.
he's one of the few media people that I really
Mhm.
believe everything he says, and he said there were instances at camp where when CJ was hurt a little bit
Mhm.
for that week or whatever it was, that after he got hurt on the field, he was walking off the field yelling at people saying, "This is what y'all wanted, my value to get lower and this and that," which if those things are happening.
So, and like, to be honest, like, I'm going to take a step back. I don't blame him one bit.
No.
I don't blame him one bit. But I almost expect that out of him based on the personality I've seen out of him.
Well,
The
yeah,
things
he's not
we
gonna-
love.
You don't expect him to hold his tongue.
No, the things we loved about him was that he didn't hold his tongue, even on the football field. He was a gnat, So, that's his personality, and he's going to be that same way in contract negotiations, and you have to expect that.
And I think there may be a sense of, like, this is the first test for Dennis Allen of a player being a problem. You know what I mean? Maybe not a problem, but the first time where Dennis Allen's got to be like, all right, we ain't going to have this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you either going to play and be not a problem or you're going to be a problem. And if he felt that he was going to be a problem, he's got to show that he ain't going to put up with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, part of me does kind of feel like you could have started the season with him. And if he's not a problem in the locker room, you never know, man. What if he stays on the team, goes on to win a Super Bowl, and he's willing to maybe it changes what he wants.
Yeah.
You
never know. You never know. But I think that what happened is probably what's best for everyone. He wanted to go somewhere else. He wanted more money. He wanted to be paid like a safety. So he's going to get the opportunity to go somewhere and play safety.
And we only really care about it because of who it is.
Right.
Because of what he meant, because of how much he bought into the team.
Right.
If it was Bradley Roby, we'd be like,
yeah, fuck it.
It sucks for trading depth, but whatever.
Yeah, fine, sure.
Right.
Good riddance. Thank you, but it's fine.
It's just frustrating, man. That's all it is.
You're 100% right. Even on his exit, I mean, he thanks the Saints before Tony Ruffles thanks the Pelicans. So,
yeah. So do you think how much do you think everything that's happening affects the outcome of the season?
Well, I think that depending on the Marcus May
May
situation,
thing. I'm kind of assuming. I'm assuming he's going to be on the field.
I think he's. I don't think he's suspended anytime
because
soon.
If anything,
they're going to let it play out.
Right. Well, if anything, it falls in line with Alvin's thing where they're not going. I don't think anything happens this year.
Right. No, I agree.
I don't know. I mean, maybe it does. I don't know. Them things are.
Depends how fast it moves, but it's New Orleans. Oh, it's Metairie. It's Jefferson Parish, so who knows?
So yeah, I don't know. Right now, it is a little bit. So the line on the Saints is 8.5 wins. I easily thought they were going over.
They're going over.
I believe they can win the NFC South.
Yeah, 10 and.
10 feels like
10
the
and
number.
8.
I think 10 feels like
the
the
fucking
number.
how many games they play now?
17. 10 and 7.
10 and 7.
I don't think 11 is crazy either.
I mean, I don't think 11 is crazy. I think it's definitely within reach and achievable, but I think that 10 feels very comfortable. I think 9 and 8 is
the floor.
The floor, in my opinion, expectation-wise, 9 and 8 should be the floor. There's other people that are saying
I think the ceiling
8,
is
9.
12.
I think the ceiling's 12 too.
I think if everything goes right, the ceiling is 12.
Yeah, I think that's fair. But no, I'm saying 10 wins. You know,
but I still think they can win the NFC South. Now, if Marcus May does miss more time, then I don't know. You'd have to see how it plays out.
Yeah,
but I don't know. We can move on. It's just aggravating. I just want a normal offseason. That's all.
I don't really care about a normal offseason. I'll be honest. It makes it interesting.
It'd just be nice to get some positive news for once.
Well,
I don't even remember the last time we got positive news.
Well, it depends on if you're an LSU fan or not.
Because
if you're an LSU fan,
I'm not an LSU fan, but that was nice. It's just
I did like getting Honey Badger, but I mean, just in general, I mean, they signed Honey Badger, they signed Jarvis, which both look like they're really gonna do well. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm excited about. I was thinking today, actually, randomly, after the news came out about Marcus May. On one of the previous podcasts, I was talking about how the defense is so strong and it's crazy that the defensive culture is where it is compared to the offense with the state of the Saints, how it's been over the history. This morning or today, when the Marcus May news came out, I was like, "Well, is the offense better than the defense now? Like, could the offense is good? They're not bad.
The offense is loaded, man.
Or they could be good.
The offense is loaded. You got to live and die with the offensive line.
Yeah,
there's talent. I mean, you got talent everywhere. We got to get in the.
What else you got? There was something. Well, I could. So I think that this might lead into yours. Do you want to do what you were saying? That Serena. I'll just say Serena, and then do you want me to lead?
Give me what you got, because mine's not really related to Serena at all.
Well, mine's not either. I know. So you're writing an article based on something around Serena, right? I'll ask the question. And
I'll tell you what happened.
Okay, cool. So what I had written down, Serena Williams farewell. She had a phenomenal match. It's called a match, right? I'm not a big tennis fan.
Yeah, I don't really watch tennis either.
She had a phenomenal match last night, which she won. But I was going to ask, do you believe in farewell tours? She's kind of on her farewell tour. She made it clear.
Depends on the player.
And do you have a favorite?
Do I have a favorite?
Yeah, especially with. I mean, we're both wearing baseball jerseys right now, so that's a big sport.
It doesn't seem to happen in every sport.
No.
You remember? Is there a football farewell tour that you remember? Peyton was kind of one we knew was going to retire, but even then, it didn't feel like a. Like, if I remember when Dwayne Wade was doing his, like, he was saying he was getting gifts, and every time he'd go to a city for the last time,
right?
Somebody gave him a canoe. I remember was one of the stories.
I don't even remember that.
Kobe's was cool because of the way it ended. How he went out on his 60-point game or whatever. That's probably my favorite one.
Yeah.
Baseball, I don't really remember one.
Jeter was a big one.
I don't like Jeter.
Okay.
I'm not a Jeter fan.
You're wearing a Marlins jersey.
That's why I don't like Jeter.
All right.
Jeter came in. I believe Jeter ruined or pushed the Marlins further back than they would have been. But he also ruined the culture of the Marlins. We get into it.
I don't know what culture they had.
I'll just tell you real quick.
Yeah,
it's not a huge culture, but it's just like Jose Fernandez.
Yeah.
There was a mural of Jose Fernandez either in the stadium or outside the stadium. For anybody who doesn't know, he was one of the best pitchers in baseball, best young pitchers in baseball. He died in a boating accident, and he, there was like suspected drug use and stuff like that. So some people, that don't think he should be worshipped or whatever. He made a mistake, but he was by all accounts like a good guy. But anyway, so they had a mural either in or outside the stadium. His locker was left with his jersey, how it's set up for him on game days.
Right.
They left it there as like a memorial for him. Jeter came in and removed all of it. And I don't know, that is one thing that rubbed me the wrong way. Like the fans, all the Marlins fans love Jose Fernandez.
Well, yeah. I mean,
so it's like you come in and I don't know. I wasn't a big Jeter fan when he played either.
Was a Yankee. A lot of people don't like Yankees.
It was that.
A lot of people don't like Jeter. It's fine. I mean, it is what it is. I think that like the locker thing, like it's not going to stay there forever. I hate to be the devil's advocate.
Well,
there.
it wasn't. It was going to be there forever.
But should it be?
Yeah, it's a memorial to him. What's the difference of it being a locker or putting it? Maybe they take it and move it to an area of the stadium.
Yeah,
you know
like
I mean?
on public display for
like
fans or
that.
something like that. That's a good idea.
But maybe it doesn't stay in the locker room.
Right.
But they just get rid of it completely. Basically, he wiped him out from
A little weird.
the history of the Marlins.
A little weird. Yeah, I didn't know that. I honestly had no clue.
Yeah,
I liked Jose Fernandez.
I mean, I'm being a Marlins fan and just a Miami fan of Miami sports. I listened to a lot of.
I mean, I was connected to Miami for a while, Miami Marlins. When I worked for the Zephyrs Baby Cakes, I don't know if he passed away right before. I think it was during. What year did he pass away? You remember? 2018, 17.
Around that time.
I think I worked
Around
there
that
when
time.
it happened, and I remember getting like these commemorative lanyards and like all this other stuff. But no, I was connected to the Marlins, and like I still didn't really know when Jeter came in, like what he changed, because I don't know, I wasn't really that close.
Well, it's not like they were a good team. They did have a lot of good talent. They had Stanton. They had, Christian Yelich. We don't need to get too much into it because people don't really care about baseball too much.
But
But
shit, you're listening. Buckle up.
They had good players. He traded them for, Sometimes it makes sense to trade a star in baseball. Like I understand trading Stanton and things like that. The Christian Yelich trade is one that kind of rubbed Marlins fans the wrong way because he was one of the best players, one of the best outfielders in the league at the time, and he was on like this ridiculously cheap contract.
Yeah,
Stanton
didn't make sense.
Stanton was on a monster of a contract, so
Right.
it makes sense. It just some of the moves he made, it was like he just was stripping everything down.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I remember the Yelich trade. It really didn't make sense at all to me at the time.
They're in a good spot now, I guess.
Yeah. Well, anyways, so the reason we've gotten off track, but the reason I asked about farewell tours and all that nonsense,
Kobe is my answer, I guess, as my favorite.
That was going to be my answer too, and it's the same answer actually. It's the way he went out.
Yeah,
it was the way he went out. I can remember.
I don't necessarily remember the whole season, the tour,
Yeah.
I guess, but the way he went out is the reason.
Yeah, I can remember it was the same. So I had a couple buddies over, and I think we were playing cards or something. Like we weren't even really paying attention to the TV. I had the Warriors game on.
I was about to say it was the same night.
Yeah, I had the Warriors game on because they're about to break the
I
record
watched
for
Kobe
most
'cause
wins.
I didn't care.
So I was switching back and forth in the first quarter, and then Kobe just starts going off, and I was like, "Fuck!" I just left. I stopped watching the Warriors altogether and watched the entire game. And one of the people I'm with is like, they're like, "You don't care about the Warriors?" And I was like, "No, why Kobe's about to drop like 60 in his last game? Like, this is unheard of."
It's one of those moments where, like, thank God for social media, right? Because if you had been watching the Warriors and we didn't have social media to be like, "Hey, Kobe's going crazy," you'd have missed it.
Yeah, it was fucking electric. It was magical. Like I can't describe too many sports moments like it. It was amazing. And then him ending, like coming out after the game, giving his speech, Mamba out, like the whole, it's
I mean,
iconic.
Peyton going out with the Super Bowl was kind of cool, but they kind of won the Super Bowl in spite of Peyton Manning.
Yeah, no, I know you're talking about.
Um,
The defense won the Super Bowl for him. It's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still,
his duck still flew.
That's cool.
If anybody knows what I'm talking about,
I don't remember any in baseball. I'm sure there's one. Jeter is one. I think it wasn't his like final game. Didn't he get like a game-winning hit or something like that?
I don't remember. I know Cal Ripken had one. Not game-winning hit, but Cal Ripken had a cool like going away.
That's too young for me. I mean, too old for me. I didn't really start caring like I do about baseball until maybe 8-9 years ago.
Okay.
2011-ish.
Which is funny because 8-9 years ago I stopped caring about
2008, 2009-ish, I started caring about baseball. Once I went to a Rangers game for the first time, then it kind of grew on me.
But,
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Pujols right now.
Oh, yeah.
Chasing 700.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Interesting, right? I haven't watched a single fucking game of it.
694 he's at. He needs to get to 700.
Cool.
It's cool.
It is cool.
If these pitchers don't just start grooving fastballs down the middle to him to let him get there, just let it happen. Let it happen.
You know, we'll get into this in a future podcast because I feel like we've talked about baseball too much already because I don't know how many of our people actually care about baseball. baseball, the unwritten rules and like shit like that you're just talking about, like, they should just groove them fastballs. Like, there's so many fucking little things about baseball that I just hate.
I have like a quarter of an article written in my computer about how to make baseball better. And that's like number one.
Stop being bitches. Grow up.
100%.
Let people celebrate. Anyways, they're probably all on your list. Let's move forward.
So, what you want me to ask you?
Yeah, what was yours about the thing you were talking about?
So I don't know if you get like the Bleacher Report stuff, but they sent out the notification yesterday about Tiger watching.
Yep, I saw that.
Serena, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, man, we got to witness Tiger, the greatest golfer of all time. We've gotten to witness Serena, the greatest women's tennis player of all time. And then I start thinking, are we in the greatest era of sports? Let me explain. This is what my article is going to be about, because I think we are. Every sport, golf, Tiger, greatest of all time.
I'll tell you a name that came to mind, but you keep going.
Tennis, Serena, Djokovic.
Okay.
What's his? Nadal.
Yeah.
Soccer, you have Messi, Ronaldo. Basketball, and it's even more for you because you got to watch Jordan play.
I did.
As a Bull. I only know Jordan as a Wizard. But even if not, LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
You get into football, we have Brady. Boxing, and some people disagree, but Mayweather.
I don't disagree with that. Boxing as a sport, the way it's supposed to be, the way it's scored.
But so, I don't know. Are you old enough to have seen Tyson?
Yeah. Well, Tyson. So, and that's out. It's interesting, right? Because I was going to get into a thought I had when you said that.
And then kind of to wrap it up, baseball, Trout, and Griffey. I think in my lifetime.
This fucking name, I swear to God.
What sport?
Baseball. There's a name you're leaving off, and we're talking about like greatest of all time, and you're leaving a name off.
Bonds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So think about if you sit here and think about it, I think we are currently in, or at least my lifetime, your lifetime, we've witnessed the greatest player in every sport.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
And that's unreal that we're gonna get to be able to. I mean, maybe the generation before us. I kind of consider us the same generation, but the generation.
We've seen a lot of the same like sports.
Yeah.
I mean, like
the only difference is you got to see Mike. I didn't get to see Mike, but
yeah,
I think the generation before us might argue differently. Like they can argue, they might be able to argue football. Well, they'll say Montana, or they might basketball. They might say something about whatever. But if you look at Tiger is undeniable, Serena's undeniable. You can say Jack Nicklaus. Tiger is the greatest golfer of all time.
No, I was gonna say. So that's the first thought I had when you said Tiger was the greatest golfer of all time. I don't think you get a lot of disagree.
I don't think you get a lot of disagreement if you say that.
I think though my first thought was greatest or most dominant. Because there's a difference, right? Like Tiger faced some injuries that definitely shortened his run. Like he is the greatest.
Yeah,
of
but
all
even
time.
with that.
Yeah, even with that, yes. And then his comeback story and all that, winning the Masters after having been out forever, like he's phenomenal. In my opinion, definitely the greatest of all time. But if you look at like the history books, like Nicklaus might edge him out in some categories. And then if you look at like you were talking about boxing, Tyson is probably most dominant of all time. But like overall, like the way the
you can even go further.
Scored,
UFC, John Jones, Anderson Silva, and you can get deeper than just one player. Football, we've had possibly the greatest era of quarterbacks ever.
Yeah,
Brady, Breeze, Manning. That's just like
I slightly argue. I mean, yes, stat wise, yes, and maybe even outside of that. But like football has changed so much. What I was gonna say is like one thing that goes into it, right, is like the evolution of man. Obviously, people are more athletic.
Yeah.
Like people are super athletic. If you look back at NBA, NFL, any sport back in the day, it's fucking like me. I'm out there, right?
Well, that's why guys like
today I could not last.
Not to say like Barry Sanders wouldn't be great today because he probably
would be, yeah.
But that's why he looks even better then because of the people he's playing against. He was today's athletic
back
in
then.
that era.
Yeah.
and he doesn't look like Bo Jackson. Didn't fit in that era.
Right.
You know?
No, but Bo Jackson was a freak.
Yeah.
Back then. I mean, he was phenomenal. No, so like evolution of man, evolution of sport, evolution of rules in the sport, evolution of games. Football has changed so much over the last, the passing game in general has changed so much. There's so many rules in place to allow quarterbacks to put up the stats and the numbers they put up now, to protect them, which we don't have to get into all that. Everybody knows it. But I mean,
it's just something that came to me. It's just like, man, we're gonna get to, like, you got a daughter, I got a son, you got a son too. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get to tell them, like, and your son's somewhat old enough to kind of, understand.
Oh, for sure.
But I'm gonna get to tell my son, like, if he gets into sports like I am, and he reads about, like we read about Jerry Rice or those guys.
I watched him play.
Yeah, but you sit there and you
age difference.
Yeah, but we can be like.
I watched Joe Montana play, by the way, too. Just saying. I was young.
But he'll be like, man, this LeBron guy, because he's not gonna. My son's 2 years old. He's 3 years old. He's not gonna be able to see LeBron play and remember it. Yeah. He's gonna look at LeBron like I look at Jordan. Even worse, because I saw Jordan as a wizard, but he's not gonna see LeBron ever play.
He might. LeBron
you're right. You're right.
Who knows?
At this rate, he might get to see Brady play too.
Who knows?
But he'll be like, man, this Brady guy, this Tiger guy, this Serena girl, chick. Like, I saw them all play in my lifetime.
No, I mean you definitely have a point, and I think what's going to happen, right, is that I think it continues. I think that like the next generation is going to have even better athletes and even better, like, the science gets better, the training gets better.
There was I forgot what podcast it was I was listening to. Somebody brought up the question of, will there ever be another Tiger? And you start thinking about
no. I'm going to say no, but go ahead. So
what they said was yes, but because of the, like you're saying, the athleticism is just going to get better and better. Mm-hmm. Science is just going to make people better and better. That there's going to be so many of them that nobody will stand out and be as dominant as Tiger was.
So my honest argument for Tiger, if I can be as transparent as possible, no one will ever change any sport in the way that Tiger Woods changed golf. No one will ever walk into a sport and completely revolutionize things and bring in fans.
If it wasn't for Tiger, I don't think I'd care about golf.
You can have somebody as good as Tiger. You have people better than Tiger. It doesn't matter, because he already did it and he already brought those fans in.
Right. Like I said, I don't think I would care about golf today. I might play. Yeah. But watching a tournament, I'll watch a tournament. I won't sit down and just watch a tournament. But, I'll watch it if it's on TV sometimes. But if Tiger's playing, I'm watching. Yeah. And I don't think I would do that at all if it wasn't for Tiger.
No, I agree. Like I said, he revolutionized the sport, and it's almost unheard of.
Probably the most influential athlete of my life.
You could say, Serena's up there. To be honest, 100%. Serena's up there.
Especially, and then you start bringing in you could get into the race thing. Like, they're dominant in sports that they're not. In the past, they wouldn't have been welcomed in.
Yeah, you caught me off when you said race thing. I instantly went to like NASCAR, and I was like, "What the fuck are we talking about here?" But no, I agree. I mean,
that is a part of it.
Yeah, like,
because now Tiger's not the only black golfer, but at the time, he might have had a couple. But
and that's it sounds awful, and like back in the day, like that was by design,
right? And that's what I'm saying. They changed that,
right? Which is great. That's part of it too. Like, it's amazing and it's phenomenal, and that's why I say there's never going to be someone else like there can't be. Yeah, it's already been done. So
yeah, it was something I thought about. I was like, man, I'm watching the greatest golfer of all time, watching the greatest tennis player of all time. I've also seen the greatest football player of all time. I've also seen a top 2 basketball player of all time. I've also, you just go down the list and it's like, man.
Top 2. No, probably. Yeah, more than likely.
I was like, I say it. LeBron, in my lifetime, is the greatest basketball player I've ever seen.
Oh, for sure.
100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I've got no qualms with anyone like saying LeBron is the GOAT or anything like that. I disagree, but like I think there's definitely an argument.
And when somebody asks me, I always say well, I never saw Jordan play.
Yeah.
So I can go watch highlights, but I can watch highlights of anybody, and it's going to make them look
Yeah.
like the best player that ever played. You know what I mean?
Speaking of, I had a buddy ask me, we're going to go sidebar here. Speaking of highlights, I had a buddy ask me, he's an Eagles fan, what they're getting with Ian Book. And I went to go like find funny highlights to share with him, and I couldn't find any. And all the highlights I found were actually good highlights. And I was like, motherfucker, like stop making highlight tapes on bad people. That's for good things.
But, yeah. So, but anyway, be on the lookout for this article where I'm just gonna basically talk about how lucky and thankful I feel that I got to see all these people across.
That's awesome.
Every sport.
Anytime you can discuss being grateful and self-awareness and emotional intelligence and all that shit, I'm all in. So I know this is like beyond sports with what I'm saying.
I haven't told Ethan or anybody that I'm going to write that article. So there
good.
You go.
You heard it first. Anyways, what else we want to talk about? We've probably been talking for a while. It feels like it's been a while, huh?
I don't know how long we've been going.
I have no idea.
I don't want to get up and get right in front of the camera again like I did last week.
Put your eyes right in front of it. So I have more we can talk about. I was actually going to dive in. We already talked about this, but I was actually going to dive into like who the backup for Marcus May would be. We talked about that. Do you think they signed Tony Jefferson? Super sidebar.
I thought I saw that he got signed.
He got signed?
I thought.
Okay, I haven't been watching.
I think I saw that he got signed by somebody.
Just the first thought I had, strong safety, fear of suspension, all that stuff. He's a friend of Matthew.
I'll look it up while we're talking.
It doesn't matter. I mean, we can move forward. We don't need to dive back into that conversation. I was just curious. 1 week out, NFL starts next Thursday. Is there anything you can point to that you're excited about? One thing. I'm going to make a drink while you talk about this.
Oops, that's going to make a noise. One thing that I'm excited about. I mean, besides just being excited about the Saints, I don't know. I don't think there's one thing that I'm looking forward to specifically. With the Saints, I'm excited to see Mike back. Very excited to see Mike back. I'm tired of people disrespecting him on Twitter and forgetting who Mike Thomas is. So I'm excited to see that. But as far as like just the NFL in general, I'm just excited to see football in general. By far my favorite sport. I'm ready to see real football. I told you that last week. I'm over preseason. I'm over all of that.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I think the thing. Hold on. My favorite thing to do. That's why it's in the opening. I think the thing that I am most excited about, if we just the game aside, fantasy football.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
of course.
Getting back into fantasy.
I was
football.
thinking more so like the NFL on the field. Of course, I love everything about fantasy. We have sports betting for a full season this year, which I'm excited about. I know you're not a big betting guy.
I might be. We'll see.
Let me know. I'll send you my link.
Oh, you have. How does that work? Tell me more about that. So, like, there's a link that you can share.
I send you my link.
Make money off of it, or
we
get referral bonuses.
It depends on what it is at the time. We might each get $50. We might each get $100.
Well, I'm already on certain apps, so I don't know. Maybe not. I signed up on.
I made
Louisiana.
a second account with my wife's name,
Ooh,
allegedly, so that I could get the bonuses again.
Suspend this man.
But anyway,
that's funny.
No, I'm definitely excited about fantasy. I'm in way too many leagues.
I am as well.
I have a problem saying no to people.
I do too. I have a friend of mine who I was talking to him yesterday. We talk a lot. He's a coworker of mine, and he was saying we got to talk about fantasy football. And he's got like one draft coming up or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I had 2 last weekend. I got 2 more this upcoming weekend. He was like, how the fuck do you do that? And I was like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, and I don't like it.
I know. I started a league with my buddies out in. So my cousin lives out in Texas. She's like my little sister. She just got married. The guy, I guess, cousin-in-law, cool as shit. One of my best friends now.
Yeah.
And I went to Arizona with him for his bachelor party. Got close with all his friends, so they threw me in their league that we starting this year, and we're doing a thing where the winner of the league every year, we're gonna do destination drafts.
Ooh.
Every year.
Can I join this league?
Maybe.
I just need an excuse for a vacation. That's all.
You want to just be the host of the draft? You can come with us.
Fuck yes.
All right.
I'm in.
So, but the winner of the
I can talk.
The winner of the draft obviously the winner of the league, obviously you get the money, whatever, but gets to choose the destination of the draft next year.
I love it. Where's it at this year? You said
this year we're doing it just they're all getting together in Texas to do it.
So everybody's remote this year? Or
Well,
you're
they're
remote?
all together. I'm remote.
Oh, that's lame.
I'm the only one over
You
here.
got to find a way to
Now,
get to
granted,
Texas,
if I win next year, it might also have to be here because, new board. I can't be going on vacation.
No.
But it's a cool thing. I'm excited about it.
It's a cool idea. We my leagues that I'm in, we struggle to find a way to get together in fucking Metairie and Kenner and Covington.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know how well it's going to work out. No, granted, they all have some money.
Well, if it's I'm gonna get weird here and go into like what my career is, but expectation setting is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I do in my job every day. If you set the right expectations with your spouses, with your family, with all that stuff, hey, here's what this draft is. Even internally with the league, like if the commissioner's like, hey, here's what we're doing every year, next year it's gonna be somewhere. It's gonna be around this date.
And you
Plan
know what?
accordingly.
It almost, if it's the right group of people, and that's how I am with my friends. Like I got a group of maybe 5, 6 friends that I'm super close with. Don't matter where we go. If it's the 6 of us together, it could be Biloxi for the weekend.
Yeah.
We can go. We're all going to Vegas in November, but it's like our Vegas trip is going to be just as fun as a weekend in Biloxi.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it
it's
doesn't
a
matter
group
where you
of
are.
guys, you know?
Yeah.
So if you got the right group of people, it doesn't matter where you go.
Yeah, that's how me and my friends are too, right? Like it doesn't really matter. We can go wherever.
Right.
We could hang out in Mandeville, Covington. We can go to Chicago. We can go to New York.
Yeah.
Go to Vegas. Cruises. Got a lot of stories on cruises.
That might be a cool draft.
On a cruise?
On a cruise?
Do it. It's fun, man.
They're cheaper I guess
lot
they're
of
not
fun.
cheaper in August. They're cheaper.
But
anyway.
yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. What else we got? Let's move forward. Do you want to go top 5? How long have we been doing this?
I don't know. Can you see?
I cannot see. I have horrible vision. I have 4 eyes and I still can't see. There's one more thing, kind of fun thing. Jason Peters is 40. The Cowboys reached out to him to play tackle. Would you consider Jason Peters, considering our situation? Saints, I mean.
Maybe for depth.
For depth? He's 40. He's coming to start or nothing. He ain't going to come be backup.
Nah, because I don't think James Hurst is that bad.
Okay.
I think he's okay. I have a Shohei Ohtani stat.
Let's get
Which
it.
are always-
And they lost. Whatever the stat is, they lost.
Probably lost. It actually isn't just about one game. So I saw it online. I don't remember the website. Doesn't matter. Who cares? So he currently leads the Angels in plate appearances and innings pitched. Okay. Would you like to take a guess of the year, the last time that happened?
1923.
That's your guess?
That's my guess.
The last player to do so for an entire season, lead their team in both innings pitched and plate appearances, Jim Devlin, don't know who that is, of the Louisville Grays,
Nice.
don't know who that is,
That's before 23.
1876.
Jesus Christ. That's impressive. Look, there's always stats like that with Shohei.
With Ohtani. It's
But yeah.
unreal. He's doing things that haven't been done since the 1800s. Wasn't America like 100 years old?
Yeah. I don't know.
Fun fact, the
same
Angels are
people.
probably 20 games under 500.
Is that why? Is it because of Shohei?
Maybe.
What is like? I want to point this out. I don't watch it enough, but I always see these stats. I see the Shohei stats. I see the Mike Trout stats, and then I see the Angels record, and I'm always like, what the fuck? What is happening?
Well, that happened last week. The last episode was the day after, I think, huh? That the Angels went up for sale.
Yes.
Or a couple
No.
days after.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But yeah.
We didn't really talk about it much because it had just happened.
No, I wrote down. I remember this. I remember we were supposed to talk about the Angels this week. We said it on the last podcast. We were supposed to talk about them, and I messed with you and said I wanted to talk Angels in the outfield.
I haven't seen Angels in the outfield in a very, very long time.
I love that movie. Great movie. That should be
Oh,
top.
yeah.
That should have been the top 5 this week, like best sports movies. We'll get into that eventually.
57 and 74 is the Angels' record.
That's awful. That is terrible.
Fourth place and only above the A's. who have 2,800 people going to their games. Not an exaggeration.
No, I know.
2,800 players.
Which blows my mind because it's for anyone who doesn't know, these numbers are always inflated. The numbers they announce
100%.
are always inflated. So if they're announcing 2,800, either they're brutally honest or holy shit, something is wrong.
I think I read something, though, that the A's fans are taking a stand against ownership and, like, boycotting the games, and that's why it's so bad. Not necessarily because the team is so bad, that it's something that the fans are doing to try to...
They want them to sell, right?
Yeah.
I've heard that.
I think so. But, yeah, the Angels sold. I think their only path to success here is to trade Trout and Ohtani, or at least one or the other.
No, man.
No?
Have you ever seen Angels in the outfield?
I have.
Just got to believe.
You gotta believe. You're ridiculous. You're an idiot.
All right, I'm done. I'm done with that. That's all I want to say.
Wait. Nope, that's my suggestion. If you want me to get into why, I can tell you why real quick.
You go for it. Fuck it. We got time.
So,
Got nothing but time.
and you know,
The whole topic we didn't talk about. I don't even know if we have time for that. Go ahead.
I'll go real fast then, so we can get into it. I don't care about the time. I don't care if this is 2 hours. They'll watch it. We put the thing at the bottom so they can skip through if they want.
That's fair.
But anyway, so you need a good farm system in baseball to have success.
Mhm.
Either one, because you want sustained success. You don't just want to have sure, you take one championship, but you want sustained success. That's the goal.
Yeah.
The Angels currently have the worst ranked farm system in baseball. And for anybody who isn't good with baseball terms, the farm system is just the prospects they have in the minor leagues. So they have the worst ranked. According to the major league site,
Mm-hmm.
they have the worst ranked. So even if they can, and everybody says they need to spend the money to, like a real California team. They have one of the higher payrolls in baseball. Their problem is they cannot draft players well. So you need prospects to either be able to continually call these young players up and be good, or like the Dodgers, where you've got all these star players, you feel like you're a pitcher away. You could trade your top 2 or 3 prospects,
Right.
get the pitcher you need for the championship, and then you keep drafting well and you keep building up. The Angels don't have that. They need to build.
Right.
They can't draft well.
Something, you make a good point. Something I'm going to say. Something people don't necessarily understand about baseball all the time is the trade market. Like, so when trades are happening in baseball, you might think, oh, like they don't have good prospects, but they can still trade their picks. The picks aren't really valued.
Right.
So you can't necessarily just trade your picks in the
Right.
same way that you would in another sport.
Baseball trades are weird. They do they trade the player to be named later
right.
thing. Well, they'll literally just trade a player, but not tell you who it's going to be until
Mhm.
6 months down the road.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with the Angels is they can't draft well. They're terrible at drafting. So their only route is to trade. Think about it. They have 2 guys and maybe they don't need to trade both. If they trade Mike Trout, it's possibly the biggest haul we've ever seen in maybe sports. At least baseball. If they trade Ohtani, that haul is going to be unreal.
Who would you trade?
If you're only trading one, you trade Trout because he's older. Because he's older.
And you never trade pitching before hitting.
You trade
ever.
you trade Trout because he's older. But if you can trade both, that completely overhauls your minor league system. You're relying on other people's, because they don't even have to scout the players on their own. The Yankees could say, this is our top 3 prospects. You could trust the Yankee scout and say, okay,
Cool.
we'll take these
Thanks.
3. And it's going to be more than 3. You could probably get some current players, get some draft picks. I think the only route out is to trade one or both, rebuild your farm system, and there you go. I've seen a lot of like Angels fans online saying, move them, go back to Anaheim, rebrand the team, all these things. I've heard it's going to be David Sampson, who used to own or be a manager, I think, for the Marlins. I forget his role exactly. His father-in-law was the owner. he said it's going to be impossible for the Angels to relocate, so that's not going to be an option.
They're not still in Anaheim? I thought they were just the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
Yeah, but they're saying rebrand them again as the Anaheim, just bring them back to Anaheim as not the Los Angeles team.
Yeah.
Just make them the Anaheim Angels again, which has no...
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter, but I don't know. Maybe you just... the fans like it. I have no idea. I'm not an Angels fan, so I don't know. But yeah, yes. I think the way out of it is to trade one or both, rebuild your farm system. You got young players that you can get. You try to get... Obviously, you want good current players. And then, like I said, you trade those guys for the pieces you feel like you need.
Yeah.
You're in California. People will want to come play for you if you have a good owner.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Just my take on the Angels.
That's
What's
fair.
your topic? Because I want to...
Yeah, I was going to say I'm bored with this conversation.
Yeah. I'm very enthusiastic about baseball.
No, I love it. And I think we should talk about it. I just, I don't have much to say about it at the moment. We could dive into other things baseball related, but Donovan Mitchell got traded.
Oh, yeah.
We haven't talked about that.
And I didn't care until I sent you what I sent you.
That's what I want to talk about. I mean, we could talk about the trade, but it is what it is.
I don't even know who they got. Sexton, Markkanen,
yeah,
and somebody in 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Decent haul.
Yeah. I don't hate it.
I think they got more for Rudy Gobert, which is...
It was crazy.
Insane. The Rudy Gobert trade ruined basketball.
Yeah.
We won't get into that. Anyway, so what I sent you, the Knicks, who Donovan Mitchell wanted to go to, from everything I've read.
All accounts.
Is he from New York?
Oh, fuck. I don't think so. He feels like a Texas boy. I'm just saying that, to be honest. I have no idea. I'm going to look it up right now.
What is the definition of a Texas boy?
You know it when you know it.
You know when you know it. But anyway, the Knicks, and Woj reported this, so you know it's true. The Knicks offered the Jazz.
He's from New York.
He is from New York?
Yeah,
okay.
Fuck that all.
So
Sorry.
he wanted to be in New York.
New York people don't like that they're called Texas boys either, so I apologize.
No. The Knicks offered the Jazz R.J. Barrett, Obi Toppin, Mitchell Robinson, and 3 first-round picks, and the Jazz turned it down.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Are you?
To be honest, like Knicks fans would have hated that trade.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of Knicks fans that would have been
I'm
like,
not trading R.J. Barrett for Donovan Mitchell. Not that Donovan Mitchell isn't a great player, but like I told you before, the point of making these trades is to get the star to pair with your young star and build. Yeah. Which is why I don't want to trade Brandon Ingram for Kevin Durant, whatever. You want to pair the superstar with the star you have.
I agree.
That's a terrible trade for the Knicks.
I agree.
How stupid are the Jazz?
I agree.
Oh, my
That's
God.
it. That's all I wanted to say. Cool.
If you're a Jazz fan right now, how pissed off are you?
I don't know if I'm pissed off.
You just signed Colin Sexton to some massive extension. You could have had R.J. Barrett.
Yeah.
And the Knicks are always terrible, so that first-round pick was going to be worth something.
I think Jazz fans are pretty. Like I was.
Are there Jazz fans?
There are. They're all white. I was. I was reading Twitter earlier after the trade, and like most people seem to be pretty confident.
Is it the Wade part of the Jazz now?
I think so. I was looking at that earlier. I don't know how or why. That doesn't go with my comment at all. But no, I was reading earlier. Like Jazz fans, Jazz media even seem to be somewhat confident. Like I saw someone earlier. I don't remember who it was.
Confident in what?
They even said like this team is possibly a play-in team.
I can't name another Jazz player.
How? They have some solid, but they have solid players, but they're all like sixth man, fourth option, third option.
Royce O'Neal still a Jazz?
I don't even remember.
Is that how you refer to that? Is he a Jazz?
First of all, I'm not going to make fun of the Jazz name or how we
I want it back.
Someone with the Jazz, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's there. I don't remember. I could pull
Jordan Clarkson's a Jazz.
Jordan Clarkson is a Jazz. He's all about that Jazz. That sounds fun. I would say that if I played for the Jazz, I'd be like, I'm all about that Jazz.
I would not be. I'd end my Jazz fandom today if I saw that report and saw that we turned down that trade. I would no longer be a Jazz fan.
I would definitely be upset. So I don't know if this is updated. Trying to look at names. There's nothing that jumps out here, right? Like names we know, right? As a Pelicans fan, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Okay. But he's not like he's not leading you anywhere. Love him.
Royce O'Neal.
Royce O'Neal, I do not see.
This is a new game. Jazz or no jazz?
Jazz or no Jazz? You want to say a name?
Royce
Or-
O'Neal.
No. I mean, I have the roster up, so like
That's what I'm
cheating.
asking. He's not?
He's not.
What
No.
if he was?
Malik Beasley.
Oof.
Um,
He's still in the league. That would have been.
Udoka Azubuike. Jared Butler. Jordan Clarkson. Mike Conley.
Mike Conley.
Rudy Gay.
No.
THT. Taylor Horton Tucker.
Mike Conley is on the Jazz?
Stanley Johnson. Colin Sexton, obviously. Hassan Whiteside.
Hassan
That's a play-in team?
Whiteside. No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. 12th seed.
Sounds like a
12th seed.
top 3 pick team.
That's what I'm saying. Lottery pick for sure. Which good for them.
Lottery
That's
pick
that's
for-
what they're
absolutely.
top 5 lottery pick.
They have like
which is
13
what they're
picks,
going
I saw.
after. They do. They have a lot of picks.
So that means in like for the foreseeable future, it's going to be Jazz, Thunder, Pelicans. Jazz, Thunder, Pelicans. Because
Yeah, 'cause
we own
the-
all the picks.
Yeah. Because the Lakers are going to continue to
Sorry,
finish. You know.
I hit your dog with my phone.
Jesus, man. Break my hand.
That's not
That's
the
what
one
my
that likes
dog-
me anyway.
She's a saint. Okay. Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about.
We should probably get in top 5. We've probably been recording for a long time.
We have.
Been at least an hour, right?
We have. Let's do top 5. I was thinking that too. Let's get into it. So top 5 tonight. Originally, I texted him. We were trying to come up with the top 5 tonight. And I said top 5 foods synonymous with the city of New Orleans. We kind of talked a little bit. We decided to expand that because some things aren't like necessarily New Orleans. They're Cajun, Creole, whatever. We wanted to encompass all of it, right? So we're going to say top 5 foods synonymous with the state of Louisiana is what we're going to do.
You want to go let your dog in?
No, we're good.
All right.
We'll go through this. Who went first? You went first last time.
Yes.
I will go first this time. I am going to go. I have 5. I have a solid 5. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't think my 5 is going to be that good.
You suck anyway. It's fine.
As I mentioned earlier, I'm a picky eater, so, you know.
Yeah, so he probably shouldn't have been on this top 5. So share your top 5 and tell me how bad his sucks.
Oh, should we talk about our giveaway? Isn't our giveaway a top 5?
Yeah, it's gonna be. So we haven't. I don't know the item yet. That's the problem, and I feel like not telling people what the item is might be like shitty. But I'll tell you what the actual like game is or whatever. We're obviously gonna share this on YouTube. We'll share the links on Twitter as well.
Yeah,
we're
follow
gonna
the Twitter account.
we're gonna make a post on Twitter. You have to follow the Twitter account, our Twitter account, who effing knows, at who effing knows. Also, you have to follow the know.
Yeah, the no site.
On Twitter.
At be in the know.
Yeah, at be in the know. And then we want you to obviously share whatever the post is going to be that explains the details. And we want you to put an idea of a top 5. It doesn't have to be the top 5 of like what we're doing right now. I don't want that. Give us an idea of like what we should give a top 5 of. You can even give an example. That's fine. You can even give us 5 things you want us to rank. I'm cool with that too. And we're going to give away something cool. I think we have some hats. We have some the no gear, but I don't think this is going to be the no gear. I think it's going to be like hats, actual pretty cool
We'll be giving
hats
away
that we have.
something. That's the rules.
Yeah.
We don't know what the giveaway is yet.
Yeah. It's gonna be
Ethan
something.
probably told us and we forgot.
He
but
hasn't. It's fine.
Get on your shit, Ethan.
It's fine. And eventually, actually, we're going to keep rolling with some giveaways. We're going to do some better stuff here. I think eventually what I want to do is I want to give away some 2K codes. So anybody who's following will eventually do that as well. It's first he's hearing this, so he's looking at me like, oh, we're doing that?
I don't play 2K, so.
No, well, people do.
J.
Or if
Cole's-
there's something else.
J.
that people-
Cole is a 2K cover athlete. Did you see that?
I didn't see that.
He's on the Dreamer edition of 2K23.
Well, of course, Dreamer Edition. There you go.
Pretty cool. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyways, top 5 tonight, like we said, is going to be top 5 foods synonymous with Louisiana. Creole, Cajun, New Orleans, seafood.
I probably have a few honorable mentions.
That's fine.
Do you have any?
I mean, I have honorable mention. I could go with.
We'll do it after.
No, we'll do it after. That's fine. I'll start with number 5. I'm going to go beignets for me as number 5. Love a good beignet with some
Absolutely.
some.
Is a beignet
Coffee.
a beignet if it hasn't come from Café Du Monde?
Yes, because Café Du Monde's not even the original like beignet spot.
What's better?
I mean, I don't know what's better. I think Café Du Monde is like the gold standard, but you do have Morning Call, and then there's all these others that have popped up. Morning Call was the original, by the way. People don't want to like admit that, but they were. But there's all these others that people claim are better. I don't know. I don't eat beignets that often, but
My number 5 is boudin.
I love boudin.
I love it. So I was telling my buddy a couple weeks ago at work, we did boudin po' boys. Cut it open, fry the boudin, throw it on some French bread with some cheese, some mayo.
That sounds really good. I'm gonna be honest with you. I
love some boudin.
Favorite memory of boudin
balls.
Do you like boudin balls? Oh, they have there's so many good boudin balls. I don't know. I'll save that for another time.
Awesome
Chimes,
boudin balls.
Boudin balls. Favorite memory of boudin? Richards makes a jalapeno boudin, and I never see it in stores. And I have a camp in Cocodrie, and I randomly was down in Cocodrie. I don't even know if you knew that. I randomly was down in Cocodrie, and we stopped at the Piggly Wiggly, the pig, on the way down. And I grabbed some jalapeno boudin because we didn't have anything in the fridge down there. We don't go down there that often to keep stuff. And, man, we got wasted. We went out fishing. We come back, and that's the only thing we had to cook. And when I tell you, I pan-fried some boudin because the grill I couldn't find charcoal for the grill. I couldn't do anything. It was the best fucking boudin I've ever had in my life.
Phenomenal, man.
Love it. But that's good. I like that.
Your number 4?
My number 4. Let's see. I didn't rank. So I do this all the time. I did this last week. I don't actually rank things. I just write them down, and then I pick. I'm going to go my number 4 is going to be boiled crawfish. My wife will tell you I make the best crawfish she's ever had. I have some friends that think I make a really good crawfish, but it's my dad's recipe. But I do like some boiled crawfish.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I forgot crawfish. Just took beignets off my list. As my number 4, it put crawfish. So.
What?
Yeah, crawfish.
You forgot. All right.
Crawfish, my number 4. Well, because at first, like you said, the list was New Orleans food. And I didn't necessarily tie crawfish into New Orleans.
That's fine.
I thought it was more of a Southern thing.
That's
or
fine.
a Louisiana thing. So
when you said Southern thing earlier, to be honest, so he came back with me when I said New Orleans. He was like, "Oh, how about Southern?" And I was like, when I heard Southern, I thought like hot fried chicken and like fucking grits.
No, I
thought of other
I meant
stuff.
New Orleans stuff.
Okay.
Not Louisiana stuff. But yeah, crawfish, my number 4.
Okay.
Also.
I like that. Damn, we're on the same page. It's weird. I don't like being on the same page. We need to argue.
Crawfish could be higher.
Higher? So like 2, 3?
Let me say why.
I love
crawfish itself. Maybe not number 1 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just say crawfish boil, you're encompassing a lot of things there.
Yeah.
That
corn,
could
sausage,
be higher.
potato,
the
whatever else you want to throw in.
Boil
Some people throw in pineapple.
Yeah, the crawfish boil could be higher.
Sweet potatoes.
Crawfish on its own,
Brussels sprouts. Whatever
solid number 4. But a crawfish boil, I could be convinced.
There's a lot of shit you can do with that.
Yep.
You can take those potatoes out and make some shit, and like you could listen.
Man, you can take the crawfish and make a nice crawfish pasta the next couple days.
Well, I feel like then you're venturing into other territory. But what I'm talking about is like you could take the potatoes and the crawfish and like whatever's from the boil.
What's your favorite part of a crawfish boil? Anything. I mean, you don't even have to say like of the standard stuff. Do you have a random thing you like?
My favorite. Well, do I have a random thing in there? No, I'm a big citrus guy, which you should be if you like good crawfish. If you're gonna like season them properly, I think my favorite thing that I eat out of a crawfish boil, I do love sausage. Corn always picks up the flavor really well.
Corn is my favorite.
I don't know. It's all good.
Corn is
I don't need a lot of potatoes, to be honest. Some people love potatoes. I'm not a big potato guy.
Not everybody can get the flavor into the potatoes.
I think, yeah. First of all, you have to use the right potatoes. Some people use the wrong potatoes, which drives me nuts. I judge the shit out of people when I go to crawfish boils. I'll be honest with y'all. Because like I'll be like, "Oh, you did it this way?"
Red potatoes?
Yeah, you got to use red potatoes. Red potatoes for about 20 minutes.
Making sure we're on the same page there.
Yeah.
Red potatoes.
Red potatoes about 20 minutes. Gets them to the right like softness. But they're not too hard. They're not like falling apart, but they're soft. You don't want a hard potato.
My wife likes Brussels sprouts as a random thing.
Yeah, I've put them in. That's why I said it earlier. I've put them in, but like I don't necessarily I love Brussels sprouts. I don't necessarily like them in a boil. They're okay.
I think the oddest thing I've had in a boil was pickles.
I've never had that in a boil.
Which it ends up just being like a spicy pickle.
Yeah.
You can buy spicy pickles all over the place, but this is like a crawfish pickle. Not too bad.
I've boiled for other people a lot because word got around that like people like the way I boil. And somebody requested like sweet peppers, and it was okay. It was different. I didn't even know how I was gonna do it. I was like, fuck it, we'll figure it out. But it was
We
okay.
did- I went to my boss's house for a boil this year, and he did boudin.
In the boil? Did it fall apart?
They put it in a bag, some kind of bag.
But did it fall apart? Like in the even
No.
in the bag?
No.
Okay.
It came out. It was
So-
but it didn't necessarily have a whole lot of flavor because it's in that casing.
Yeah.
So it did have some. Not my favorite part of a boil, but it was good.
I was gonna say what I've learned because I love sausage in a boil. When you have something that has the casing like that, something like the homemade sausage or the real sausage, it doesn't really pick up things as well, or it falls apart.
Yeah.
It's not really good in a boil, in my opinion.
But anyway, number 3.
Number 3 for me, I said beignets. I said boiled crawfish. I'm gonna go red beans and rice.
Bro, can you relax?
No, I can't.
Red beans is my number 3 too.
There you go.
Shout out to Devin.
So Devin Snow.
Devin Snow. My
Snow like
fellows-
John.
Went to school with Devin. He doesn't know
Went to
it.
school with him?
He doesn't know it, but he went to elementary school with me, or
Okay.
middle school with me.
Very cool. He's man. I give him credit, man. He's made a big name for himself.
One day I'm gonna wear my red bean shirt.
Oh, you have one?
Yep, I have one.
I haven't bought one yet, I'll
and
be
I
honest.
have the note. He wrote.
Handwritten.
He
note.
wrote handwritten
He knows
notes.
how to do it.
I have the number 7.
There you go.
Shirt.
Yeah, the number 7 shirt. Damn, you're an OG.
Yep.
Look at you, man.
Number 7.
That's awesome. No, I give that man credit. I'm not really close with him. I actually shopped at the dealership he used to work at. I'm friends with, or I used to be friends with, a friend of his who he worked with. And I've always really just respected his approach and what he's done. I talked to him for a while about writing with him. I never did it because I guess I was a bitch. But I don't know. Like I just, I respect the hell out of what he does, and I think that
You respect anybody that builds their own thing from the ground up.
absolutely,
It seems like with no help.
absolutely, yeah. No, he doesn't have any help. It's all him, and I love that, and I respect that. And it's funny because I defended him on Twitter back in the day, and people would come back and say some nonsense and be like, no, like I just respect anyone who's from New Orleans. And who's trying to
And
like
I respect
make
even more because he's from Chalmette.
he is from, that's your boy. There
Yep.
you go. Yeah, his red
Yeah.
beans this week
Well-
was in St. Bernard.
I forgot.
I didn't watch.
forget where he went
I
this
saw
week.
it was somewhere out that way. It was in the parish.
Yeah. My number 3 was also red beans.
Well, there you go.
This has been a very boring top 5 because
It's not
this is the
boring.
most we've had in common.
It's not boring. I mean, we're having good
Yeah,
conversation.
no, but this
It's
is the
fine.
most we've had in common. There's no. We've 2 out of 3 so far have
Well,
been.
we're gonna disagree on the next 2. I
All right,
guarantee.
go
it.
ahead. Number 2.
So number 2 for me is gonna be char grilled oysters.
Yeah, I don't like oysters.
Yeah, because you're a bitch. It's fine.
That's fine.
They're an aphrodisiac. So sorry to his wife. We don't even know each other that well.
I
I'm
got
just-
my second kid
just
on
fucking-
the way.
Oh well, there you go.
That's news actually because we haven't told anybody.
Yeah. Wow. Just breaking news on the podcast.
Anyway.
Hope his wife isn't mad.
I can't do oysters, man.
I've grown into.
I understand there's a difference between raw and char grilled, though.
There's a major difference, but I was gonna say I've actually grown into raw as well. I actually really appreciate raw oysters if you get the right mixture of horseradish and cocktail salt, whatever it is, the sauce that goes with it. I sound like a noob. That's right, I'm a gamer too. If you get the right mixture of that with like hot sauce on a cracker, man, it's I'm telling you.
This is not for me.
Put that shit on a cracker. That's another dude local who's made a name for. I don't know who the fuck that is, but yeah.
Not for me. My number 2, po' boys, but specifically French fry or roast beef po' boys.
Okay.
French fry po' boys, not everybody knows, are the OG po' boy.
I knew that.
Yeah, you
I
probably figured you
respect
knew,
that.
but I took like a New Orleans history class in college at UNO, and we spent like 2 weeks on just po' boys. My professor brought in like fresh French bread. What's I'm drawing a blank. The popular.
Starts with an L.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know.
The
what you're
white-
talking about. They're German.
The white bag with
They're actually
it's
German.
an L, huh?
Yeah,
Starts with an L.
Yeah. I watched I'll break down another. I'm German. There's a German bakery. Starts with an L. That's the famous bakery in New Orleans. I watched a German history thing, and it went back into like they concealed their German heritage because of like the wars and all that, and like when they were. Anyways, doesn't matter.
Yeah, po' boys, French fry po' boys are my absolute favorite. Bears,
Sounds awful.
Bears, the best French fry po' boys. The key to a good French fry po' boy, it's got to have the roast beef debris on it.
Okay.
So that it's not just bread, French fries, and gravy.
Okay, so you said French fry with roast beef degree, not French fry or roast beef, right? I just want to confirm.
I said my two favorites are French fry or roast beef po' boys. Now, a lot of people are going to say shrimp. I like shrimp, not my favorite. So I'm not a huge seafood person, so that's why shrimp po' boys are not on top for me. French fry po' boys with the roast beef debris so that it adds a little bit more than just bread on bread. Basically,
that's what I was thinking when you said French fry po' boy. I was like, oh,
a good Bears French fry po' boys are elite. You hear me? Elite.
What about roast beef? Is it Bears as well? Is that your go-to?
Bears is a good one.
Okay.
Pontchartrain po' boys has a good one too.
Okay.
If you have a good po' boy place just throughout New Orleans, please.
I would say you're going to get 1,000 of them, but you're not because there's not 1,000 listeners to this. But I'm
gonna put
everyone.
You better clip this and put it on Twitter because I need some po' boy suggestions.
I'll put it on there, but I don't have 1,000 followers.
What if we did a weekly thing where we went to try po' boys?
Yeah, I mean, yes. But do you know who I am? I was gonna get into this in the like honorable mention. I don't even eat po' boys. I love po' boys. I do. And my honorable mention would have been a shrimp po' boy. Roast beef, obviously, is a close second. I don't eat po' boys. And it's because years ago, for anyone who knows me, I was 350 pounds. There's a lot of things I cut out. And one of them was first of all, white bread, po' boys, and fried food. So, like, my favorite po' boy is a shrimp po' boy. Shrimp po' boy with pickles, hot sauce, fried oyster po' boy. I don't know, hot sausage po' boy. Like, that's my shit. But, like, I'm not going to go try. I mean, I'll eat a bite.
You can find another food to try.
Yeah, I can find another food to try. That's fine.
Don't sleep on a boudin po' boy also.
Okay.
Very good.
Respect.
Anyway.
Respect.
Your number one?
Shortstop, by the way. Shortstop. It's in Metairie. It's a good po' boy stop.
Okay.
And then obviously you have all your New Orleans spots that are really good, but I'll give you a list later. My number one is going to be barbecue shrimp. No question. Hands down.
Very good.
Hands down.
Like I said, that is one of the few shrimp dishes that I do really like is barbecue shrimp. They used to serve it if you sat in the lower sections at the Pelicans game.
Yep.
Actually, this was when they were the Hornets. They used to have it in the lower section restaurants. I haven't seen it in a while, though. No, now if you sit in the lower sections, they do have that like special area you can go in where it's like the gourmet meals, but it's like two different things they cook. So maybe sometimes they do it.
Yeah.
Like I went one time, it was prime rib and something.
In the club level, you talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, and this sounds bougie as fuck. I've only gone to Pelicans games if I can sit courtside or in the SeatGeek Club.
Ain't mad at you.
Which is
ain't mad at you.
Which is like free food, like whatever they're serving.
But no,
so
they used to do like barbecue shrimp with rice and or on top of rice, and it was really good, very good. Yeah. So it is one of the few shrimp things I like. But because I don't love shrimp,
I want to. Since we're talking about this, I want to give a shout out and maybe people will know what I'm talking about. I don't know. The reason I like barbecue shrimp, I want to give a mad shout out, Crazy Johnny's. If anybody knows who the fuck the Crazy Johnny's restaurant,
yep.
I grew up on that shit, and like my dad brought me there when I was like 9 or something like that. I used to go there. We would get that as the appetizer. We would get the barbecue shrimp as the appetizer, and then we'd get a fillet with like the crazy potatoes, and like that was my shit.
Is that
your holy shit? Like nostalgia.
Is that like your favorite childhood, or I don't know how to word this question. So for me, Rocky and Carlos's.
Okay.
Is that being from Chalmette, Rocky's is everything.
Yeah.
So I guess that's my equivalent to you. I don't know how I'm asking that question. Like what I'm trying to ask.
Like childhood favorite restaurant or something like that. Like I don't know.
Like a hometown restaurant almost.
Yeah, I would probably say it's Crazy Johnny's. Yeah, I mean it changed as I got older.
Yeah.
It evolved. For my like 16th birthday or something like that, I went to Drago's and I had char-grilled oysters for the first time, and like I loved Drago's for a while. Now I actually don't fuck with Drago's. I think
still love
sensational.
Rocky's is still the one for me.
Rockies.
is still
I
the
hear
one
great
thing.
things about. I mean, they're still there, so that's a plus. I think
After all this, they're still there.
Yeah.
They still have the sign on the window. It says like "Women Welcome" or something like that from back in the day.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's good times.
What's your number one?
Chicken and sausage gumbo.
Okay. I like that.
I love gumbo.
I like that.
Walk-Ons has duck and sausage gumbo.
Mm-hmm.
Duck is also very good.
No, I love.
And I don't have a favorite. I don't have a favorite gumbo.
I do.
I haven't.
I do.
I don't know that I've had gumbo from a restaurant that I've been like, this is my favorite gumbo.
I have a whole, not a whole thing, but I have an argument or a thought on that. Restaurant gumbo is terrible.
We talked about.
I don't like restaurant gumbo. I'm not a fan. You will never catch me. If I can go Devin Snow for a second, you won't find me with a search warrant ordering fucking restaurant gumbo. It's not happening.
See, I don't think the walk-ons, the duck and sausage, it's not bad.
No, okay.
It's not bad. But like you're saying, I think you can have good gumbo, but it still not be like, just be like meh. It's good gumbo for a restaurant gumbo.
Right.
I guess is how I want to say that.
Right.
And because it's duck and sausage, that's a unique thing.
Yeah.
You
I mean, that's fair.
You don't find that a lot. Duck and sausage.
You don't. And so my go-to gumbo is actually turkey and sausage. I love it after.
I think most people would say seafood gumbo, but
yeah, I don't like really like seafood gumbo. To be honest, it's fine. But I'm a chicken, turkey, duck, anything like that.
I
like
would
game.
like turkey. I think
Dude,
all the meat
after Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, every year, I'm telling you, my daughter's Paran, if you want to get super coon ass with it, my daughter's godfather, he might make it now. I don't know. I haven't asked him. I probably should. But his dad, who I grew up with, who was like basically my second dad, would always make turkey and sausage gumbo, and he's French.
I kind of feel like the meats blend in together, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They soak in all the flavor that it almost
so good though.
It is good. Oh man.
So I don't know.
I would take when it's cold weather time, give me a good bowl of gumbo over any soup. People like soup when it's cold.
If you get a good bowl of chili though,
I don't. Chili's.
You, man, I make some good chili.
Gumbo. Gumbo is essentially a soup.
It is.
Give me a good bowl of gumbo on a cold day.
Yeah,
dude. 100%.
I'm in. That's a whole nother topic. Best soup.
But I haven't. Gumbo, but besides the one from Walk-Ons, and I wouldn't go out of my way to order that. I haven't found a bowl of gumbo anywhere that I'd be like, let me go order this on a consistent basis.
Yeah. No, there's no restaurant I'm going to go to and be like, hey, let me get the gumbo.
Like my mother-in-law makes good gumbo. My grandma is one of the best cooks ever. And my friends will tell you. My friend, when I lived in my grandma's, I would go to work sometimes. My friends would call me to ask what my grandma cooked for the day and go to my house without me there to go get her food. She would make to-go plates for them.
Love it.
Like my grandma's food is iconic.
This is how my friend that I was just talking about. This is how that shit started with them. Like, we would just be playing baseball in the street or whatever, or basketball in the street, and like it would be dinner time, and it'd be like, hey, like, what your parents cooking?
Yeah,
that's parents cooking.
Dude, I'm telling you, and like my grandma's rule at her house is it's a Chalmette thing. We don't knock on doors. Like they just walk in. Mm-hmm. They just come in the house.
Yeah,
and my friends would literally just show up, eat dinner without me there.
Yeah. I think that's an old school thing, man. I really do, and I miss that. I love that.
It probably isn't. I guarantee it is definitely. I'm gonna say New Orleans. It might be like a Southern Louisiana thing, like a Southern. Yeah. It might just be a Southern hospitality thing in general.
I was the same way, man. I can remember even as a kid, like people would just walk in my house. Like we didn't.
Well, you see it when I come over here. I kind of just try to open the door sometimes.
It was never a thing. Like it blows my mind now, and like. My wife, God knows I love her, but like we lock the door all the time, and it's weird to me.
My door automatically locks.
It's so weird to me. As a kid growing up, my lock actually broke on my house. Like people would just walk in the house. Like nobody was ever not allowed to come. My house.
My friends don't. If we have parties at the house, they never tell me when they're here.
No,
or nothing. It's just they walk in, whether it be the garage, be open, whatever.
My house was always the house.
My
people
friends
would just
have the
show
code
up
to
at.
my house.
Yeah,
it's just.
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. And I maybe I trust too much. Even if it's not my friends. Like, I would leave the doors unlocked, the garage open, like all of it. I don't care.
Yeah, it is.
So if you're trying to rob me, come on.
I'd be interested to
I
know
do have a gun.
how it is in other places, if that's a thing. Like, I'm sure there's like some random cities up north that are quiet and they just kind of leave their doors open and stuff like that. But I don't think it's as... I'm willing to bet it's like a Southern hospitality thing.
I think it is. I 100% think it is.
But
I really do.
That's my top 5. Chicken sausage combo.
That's it. That's all we got. Do you have any runner-ups or honorable mentions?
Barks root beer in the bottle.
Okay.
In the glass bottle.
Big shot.
Big shot.
Big shot. Every flavor. Every fucking flavor.
Something else.
Strawberry.
My buddy brought up. I told you I texted him to get some ideas from him. He said Popeyes.
Well, yeah. I mean, but
are you gonna say it's a national thing?
it is a national thing.
Have you ever had Popeyes out of state?
Yeah, it's different.
It's something about it. It's different. Cane's is the same way. They're not the same.
Cane's the same?
I think so. It's not the same.
How do you know Cane? Like,
I don't know what it is. And I told him it's probably just in my head.
No, Popeyes, I agree. Cane's, I don't know, because I haven't had Cane's out of state because I don't just randomly buy Cane's. I have a rant on Cane's. The chicken is not good. It's bland as fuck.
I disagree. I
like
it.
How is the chicken different here than out of state? Did they put a little more salt?
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know.
It's like,
I don't know.
Like, the sauce is what makes it good. Is the sauce different out of state?
I don't know. I just like the crispiness of a Cane's chicken tender.
Okay, so maybe they fry it longer.
I don't know.
Like,
it's not as egregious as out of state Popeyes.
Okay.
Out of state Popeyes is different.
yeah. Cane's chicken is white people chicken. Let's be real.
Oh yeah,
it is. There's no seasoning on it. It's like maybe some salt and pepper.
100%.
Like they claim it's like butter, milk. I don't even fucking know what they claim, but like you can't taste none of that shit. Like it's juicy chicken.
The toast is the reason you go to Cane's.
The toast is good. The sauce is good.
For the love of God,
Tea,
Cane's get another side.
How do Cane's
French fries?
They probably should. I have a question. We can end this. How does Cane's have such bland chicken and such sweet tea?
I don't like tea.
How does that go together? I'm just curious.
Mm.
I wish you understood what I'm saying, but it's fine.
But yeah, you said Popeye. Any other?
No,
crawfish etouffee.
My runner-up was going to be po' boys. There's so many others, but like that.
Crawfish etouffee was good. Snowballs.
Snowballs for sure. Yeah.
Snowballs.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Biscuits and gravy.
That's a southern thing, but yeah. Like sawmill gravy, like the white gravy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a big thing. I love that. I don't ever eat it, but like, yeah, I love that shit. I'm sure if I sat here and thought, I could come up with random things. But
and there's probably like New Orleans specific restaurants that have like specific meals that I'm not thinking of.
I mean, you could go turtle soup. You could go.
He said, pralines.
Pralines, yeah, that's one. That's all I got though.
Yeah.
Let's close it out. We've probably
out.
been here for fucking 2 hours. I don't even know how long we've been here.
It's been at least an hour and a half.
If you're still listening, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Go follow us on Twitter. We're on every platform. Who effing knows? Literally on every platform. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook now too.
You made the Facebook?
I did. There's nothing on it, but we're there. We'll post there eventually. TikTok as well.
I ask you every week. You got anything coming up? Writing?
Just my Patty's players right now. I'm gonna come up with some stuff soon.
Don't be surprised if it's his bitch ass pinky.
Listen, it's not my pinky, it's my hand. I don't know if y'all probably can't see, but look at the veins and you'll be able to tell the difference. Look at the veins on this hand and look at this hand, how swollen this shit is.
Anyway, so nothing coming up?
No, nothing coming up. But I do shit on a whim.
Oh, we have our Jonah on article.
Yeah,
you're the only one we're waiting on.
Yeah, well, so that's what's coming up. I'll write that. It's going to be just predictions for the season, which is cool. Are Super Bowl winners in that too?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
I mean, literally every award is in it. The other thing I think we talked about doing was picks every week.
Yeah, I like that.
We'll find a way to keep track of that. We might have our snack draft coming up also.
Oh yeah. We're probably gonna do a snack draft. I don't. You found a draft somebody else did.
Yeah, I don't even. I think it was Barstool.
Which was like sweet snacks. Barstool always does a lot of stuff like that, and I feel bad because I don't
like
like ripping
in
people
like
off.
Cosmic brownies, honey buns, all those
funny.
kind of
Cosmic brownies wasn't on the list. I find it very interesting that you said that because that was my first thought. I was like, oh.
I didn't read the whole thing. Anyway, Anyway,
But no, so we'll do that.
we'll have
Follow us
some
on
fun stuff.
follow us on everything we just talked about. You'll see the articles come
Make
out.
sure you follow
just stay tuned.
Make sure you follow our Twitter account for the giveaway.
Who effing knows?
Yep.
Also follow Be in the Know.
Yep.
KNEAUX on both. He's I'm not gonna say his Twitter. I'll say my Twitter at the Patty V. V as in Victor.
At rainy days, rainy_days with the Y or the E as a 3. I believe that's all we got.
That's all we got. That's all I got. I mean, I could talk for hours, but like we'll close it out.
I think that's all we got, man.
We go eat. I need to eat some food.
The YouTube version should not take 4 or 5 days to get out this time.
Hope not.
So, anyway, that's it.
Cheers.
Deuces.
Rock and roll.